Okay, guys. So the other thing I want to talk to you about is two types of offerings to the spirits when collecting engraved dirt. So the first one will be, as discussed, you can take a few products with you, and the spirit can then choose what he or she wants from the list of products or the list of items that you take with you as a form of offering, to form a contract with the spirit. The second thing you can do is make a promise to celebrate success. That is also accepted as a offering to the spirit. So, for example, you go to the graveyard. You've interacted with the spirit that you are going to use the grave dirt of, and you've turned around and said, I'm in love with somebody. So, for example, I'm in love with Samantha, and I really want Samantha to come back to me. Please, can you help me bring Samantha back? The spirit has interacted with you and said yes, that he or she would help you. Then you say, okay, I'm going to make an offering to you. What would you like from these things that I've brought? If the spirit turns around and says, I want one of these, and you can individually say, would you like a perfume, and use a pendulum or use your Ouija board and wait for yes or no sign, or even wait for your intuition to kick in and let you know what the spirit wants. If you're unsure, leave a bit of everything there, and you can also make a promise to say, okay, thank you for helping me. I'm going to take the grave dirt now, and once Samantha comes back to me and we are in a relationship, I will then come back and celebrate our success and thank you once again to for helping me with the spell that I wanted your help in. So in that situation, I don't know, for example, we'll have a tea party. So once the work is completed, you have to then fulfill your promise to the spirit. Which means if you've promised to celebrate in the form of a tea party, you must take few cakes, coffee, tea, go back to the grave, put those stuff on the grave, have a cake to eat, spend 10-15 minutes, and then leave the food and drink there and go home, because that way you are fulfilling the promise. So there are two types of offering. One offering is take the items with you, offer from your plate. The spirit accepts one of these or all of them. Fine, take the grave dirt, go. If you feel very emotional and you're really happy and you want to make a promise of something else, then yes, you can at that point say, okay, I make a further promise to show you that I'm genuine, and once the work is complete successfully, I will then come back and we will have a meal together, or we will have a drink together. In that situation, make sure you go back and take a bottle of wine or a drink, or whatever you have promised to do, and make sure you do that. Therefore, the terms and conditions of your contract is fulfilled. Okay, that's very, very important. What happens if you do not do this? So if you do not make a proper contract, the spirit will follow you home. The spirit will haunt you, and this could go on for generations, because people just won't know. You won't talk about it to anybody. This will be one of your main secrets, that you went to graveyard to get grave dirt, and this is going to go ongoing, and paranormal activities will start happening at home, and you'll be confused, and you won't even think that at that point, when you formed a contract with the spirit, you formed it in an incorrect manner. Please, guys, do not take this lightly. This is not a joke. I'm telling you, do not even do this. But if you're going to do it, make sure you follow the correct steps. Okay? When you come home, so before coming home, collecting the grave dirt, make sure you sieve the dirt. So when you collect the grave dirt from the grave, usually from the head of the grave, scoop some dirt and then sieve it, so you don't take any stones or soil or grass with you. Just take the grave dirt. Remember, you can only use that grave dirt for that specific contract with that spirit. Don't start using it for many different spells, because that's not what's been agreed between you and the spirit. So make sure that you are aware of the terms that you have agreed with the spirit. Okay? Okay, the other thing I wanted to speak to you guys about is different types of spirits. So there are spirits that are infants. So usually in love spells, you can use grave dirt of a spirit of a person who died very young. They tend to bring very innocent power to your spells. The other types of spirits will be, of course, the guardians. So, for example, the guards of the graveyard. Remember, at the entrance I mentioned and the exit, there are guard spirits. You can form a contract with them, and they are very good at protecting your work. So if you want somebody out of your life, make sure you interact with those spirits, use their essence, use their grave dirt, and they will keep the person out of your life. Spirits are very loyal. So when they do form a contract, they do stick to what they've promised. And the way the spirits work is, when you form a contract with the spirit will go to your target, usually stand behind the target and give its energy and do what it's promised to do. Be careful when working with very strong spirits. For example, those spirits who have committed suicide. They're full of revenge. They are full of excitement because the things that they wanted to do in life, they didn't complete them, and they took the step to commit suicide because of the situation that they were in. And those are very powerful spirits. They're very excited and they can go overboard. The reason why I say that is using a spirit or a grave dirt of a spirit who committed suicide in your spell, for example, to get revenge from somebody, they could go overboard and harm that person. So make sure you know why you want to use the the grave dirt, and for what purpose you want to use the grave dirt. When going through so much danger, guys, don't use grave dirt for silly things. I was watching a how to collect grave dirt video of somebody else, another hoodoo practitioner, and they said a beautiful thing. Don't use such spirits for somebody that you do not like in the office because they annoy you. Guys, seriously, you're working with very strong entities. Possession takes place, and it's reality. You're working with spirit. You're working with the dead, and they're always around you. Whether your naked eye sees it or not, they're always around you. So once again, and I keep coming back to this point, do not work with grave dirt. Okay, you guys, if you're not hoodoo experts, you guys don't have any experience with working with grave dirt, with spirits. You've never been into a graveyard except for a family or a friend funeral. Then don't take the risk. Don't take the risk. Okay. Form a spirit powder, create a voodoo doll, baptize a voodoo doll, and do your spell. Or even come to practitioners like myself or other very genuine practitioners on YouTube. Contact myself for spell work, and we will do it in a safe environment and do it to the highest standard, as per my videos and as per the other genuine hoodoo practitioners' videos. And we can take control of that situation for you. But if you are going to go ahead and collect grave dirt, then please follow the steps that I've mentioned in this video, in this series of these videos, as well as protecting yourself. Yeah. So if you've got any questions, guys, feel free to send me an email. Once again, if you are going to work with the grave dirt, make sure you follow the correct offering process. Just the way when you marry somebody, you offer a ring, they accept the ring, it forms a contract. The same thing is happening in the spirit world. There is a contract. You put an offering forward, they accept it, you take the grave dirt, you work with the grave dirt, and it's very important. It's very important. There have been many cases of people that have ended up in hospital. People have even died because of following the incorrect process, and I just want to stress on this fact. that if you are going to work with grave dirt, make sure you know a little bit about the spirit, and make sure you are sure you want to work with the grave dirt, and make sure your intention is clear and you know what you are doing. That's very important. And make sure the spirit knows what you want as well. You know, don't assume that they will know it. Make sure your terms and conditions are laid out correctly. Once again, any questions, I'm going to leave this here and sign out. Feel free to send me an email. We'll put my email address at the bottom in the information box. And yeah, thank you for watching my video. Thank you. Goodbye.